There's something weird going on here.
Apple.
God.
Whoa.
Apple was like, hey, something ain't right.
What about Apple?
We're not muted. I don't think. Hold on. Let's get that off of here. Everybody know. Oh, wow. We don't flip around. How in the world that happened? Hold on, y'all. Let me flip us back. Wait a second. Bam. There we go. Bam. There we go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the bridge. I know we haven't been here. Has it been 2 weeks? 1 week? 30 weeks? Why are you still muted? There you go.
Why
Go ahead.
why is you keep muting
I don't
me?
know.
What you
It's
trying
not
to
me,
say?
man. StreamYard is on. Is on. See? StreamYard on one tonight. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so
Well, we
welcome
need
to the
fix
bridge,
it.
folks.
Fix the StreamYard. Fix
I know,
the
right?
StreamYard.
Come on, StreamYard, fix it. Fix it, StreamYard.
What is
Oh,
going
it's SJ.
on? Hi, SJ.
You know what it is? It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been. We do apologize, y'all.
Yeah, we missed y'all though. We just had some things come up, some personal things that had to be handled, that had to be done.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on. So, but
Mm.
you know, of course, with everything, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now. One of the areas that we like to talk about, comic books, of course.
Mhm.
Rumors. Not only
You
that,
might have
but
it.
yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry,
Oh no,
SJ.
what's wrong, SJ?
I hope that you feel better. But I get it. I fully understand.
I was feeling that way earlier. Don't worry.
Ebony, what's going
Hi,
on?
Ebony.
Welcome to the bridge. Welcome to the bridge. But yeah, we're about to start really getting serious with this stuff. Like Scorpio and I, we're gonna really start, like for real, like start bringing in the show every week. Because yeah, like we have to.
We've
We
been
have to.
we've been low key slacking a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's not because we're lazy and procrastinating. We're just two very busy individuals.
Yeah.
We have both have a lot going on, and on the entrepreneur side,
Mm-hmm.
on the personal side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have some things in the background that we're taking care of that we're not mentioning just yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
That is gonna benefit everyone, all of
Oh
us.
yeah,
But
most definitely. It's gonna be fun. But what's that? I don't know. It's gonna be fun. We'll see.
yeah,
Oh, I do have the perfect rumor has it. Because it started off as a rumor.
hmm
Then it got debunked. But it's still crazy because no one really knows until this time comes. But we're gonna talk about that.
Rumors. I'm not a fan of rumors. Rumors are just not a good thing.
and I'm gonna type it the way the rumor is.
Mm,
There's always a aliens thing going on, but we ain't gonna talk about that. That was some other stuff that I was looking at. Folks, if the government talking about aliens, they ain't real. Those aren't the real ones. Those aren't the real ones. The government gonna tell you everything to make you think that they're on your side, but no. And for everybody out there saying, "How do you know?" It's classified.
Yeah, they're not gonna talk about it.
I'm just saying, for me, it's classified. I can't tell you how I know. So we got that. We got this one. And yes, I did spell it the right way.
Speaking of aliens, I just don't want the aliens to come, the ones that don't like us.
Don't like us.
There's an alien race that doesn't like the human race.
All of them.
No,
The way we've been acting lately.
no, there's one in particular that didn't like us from the beginning.
Well, that's typically our rumor because they're lizards and they don't look like us.
Yeah.
Only alien race that they like, because there's supposedly, according to the mythos of it all, because I don't know, I've never met them. So like I haven't really. She keeps turning the floor to lava, y'all. Like, you got kids, you understand?
Dad be dad.
Yeah, I'm dead now. Like, my feet's on the floor, I'm burnt. I'm sorry, y'all got kids, you understand? floor gets turned to lava sometimes. Sometimes the floor gotta get turned to lava. There's nothing you can do about it, but just be there. Buggeth, what's going on? Let me say. Let me see. Life is lifing pretty much. Yeah, life is lifing for sure. Doing some writing, trying to get these things to y'all. I know Scorpio's writing. I know SG's working on stuff. Boogie's working on stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that are going on. Not to mention, I'm doing some stuff within, not really a rebrand, but a reconstruction, digging deeper into my brand and stuff like that, so that I can go ahead and start demolishing these fools like I'm supposed to. Because I'm kind of tired of it. Yeah. And now, since I'm back to the me before a lot of y'all knew me, it's gonna be a different, some differentness coming on. I'm a little happier now. So, yeah, a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff.
Sound like somebody done shuck something off.
Yeah, had to
shuck some stuff off.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Get it off the shoulder.
Just
something. Hold on. Something on your shoulder, Tia.
On my shoulder?
Yeah, something on your shoulder. Knock it off.
Is it off?
The haters. You just knock the haters off. The haters. You just knock them.
Don't get me coughing over here. Y'all excuse the coughing. It is not COVID. I think there's something stuck in my throat. And I know you probably think, well, how do you know it's not COVID? Because during COVID, I never caught it. Ever.
Me neither.
Me ever. I never caught it. What? You didn't? You didn't catch COVID?
You want to know the crazy part about that?
What's up?
I had all the symptoms, but I did not have it.
That's crazy.
It is.
See, me, I didn't even catch symptoms. And the fact is, I was around people who had it and still never caught it. I like to think it's the nanites the military gave me. I'm joking, y'all. They really didn't inject us with nanites. I really got us. All right, for the crazies out there, no. Well, at least I think not. I don't know. Don't run with this. Don't say you heard it on this show. But I know a lot of the antibiotics they gave us were very, very potent. So,
yeah.
So it's hard for me to get sick. Like, I get sick like once every 4 to 5 years. It's crazy.
I never been to the military, and I don't get sick that often. When I do get sick, I get sick, and it lasts for like about a whole month, and then once it's over, I'm good for the rest of the year. But otherwise, I just I had the symptoms, but I did not have COVID. I even went and got tested. I told them, I said, "Are y'all sure?" It was like, "You tested negative, you don't have COVID." Like, y'all sure? They was like, "Yeah, you don't have it." It was crazy. And they said, "You just have a really, really, really strong immune system." I'm like, well, listening to grandma and taking all those and boiling those plants that she have in the yard.
It's the castor oil that I had to take every day.
The castor oil and the cod liver oil.
Yeah, if y'all know about that castor oil, y'all know that it run the germs out.
Yeah, germs and everything else. You're gonna have nothing. You're gonna have nothing in you after the castor oil. Don't get it hot.
Look, 3 times? Oh Lord.
Boogie.
Let me see.
Boogie.
I thought he was gonna say chip on your shoulder. There was a chip on my shoulder. There was a big chip on my shoulder. I was worried about people. I ain't worried about nobody no more. I'm worried about
Yeah.
the Silvers. I done brought back Adamite, so that opened up the child in me. So I just been happy, like just let's create. Like I was on a podcast yesterday, and they asked, like, hey, what would you tell people if things are going for you? Things are about to get dangerous.
Uh-oh.
It's about to get dangerous. So they're about to get dangerous.
Well, hold on. Let me turn this around.
CS,
I ain't giving
CS Spills had it one time.
Yeah.
The ish took me out for like a week. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Ebony said they had COVID once. Okay. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep,
it's my mom, y'all. Mom, sometimes
Hi,
hey, Mom.
Miss Smith.
Hey, Mama, how you doing?
How are you?
Oh man. So,
Miss
like I
Smith,
said,
Miss Smith, you're gonna be praying for us, okay? Because we show out on the show,
yeah,
man.
we cut up a lot. We cut up a lot.
Pray our
my
strength.
mama
Pray
know
our
me.
strength.
Yeah, my mama know me. She know we cut up a lot. So yeah, so like we just talked a little bit. Scorpio, what have you had going on? Because we're gonna get that out there. What have you had going on lately? That bad?
Hold on. You want to know writing or mentally?
Writing.
Or
We're not gonna put
okay.
we're not gonna put our mental out there on the
Okay.
airwaves. I'm gonna leave that to the other YouTubers. I'm not doing that. Like, nah. If you want to
Well,
know
yeah.
about my mental,
Look,
become my
y'all.
friend. Become
Look
a
here.
friend where I feel
Look
like
here.
you're close enough to where I could tell you stuff like that.
Let me tell
I
you
ain't just
something to
offering that
y'all.
on the internet.
Let me just go ahead and put this out there. Y'all stop putting everything on the internet, please. Stop putting all your personal stuff on the internet. Everything does not belong on the internet. It don't. But anyway, what I have going on is I am currently finishing up book 3 of the Agent 13. Father Tears being a dad right now. Y'all saw that eye? Shut up.
So she came over.
Shut up.
She totally forgot. She's like, "Oh, show, my bad. Totally forgot."
But I'm currently finishing up the Agent 13 book 3.
Mhm.
Book 1 is still with the artist. He's just finishing up the few pages. The ash can will be coming soon. I do have some other stuff that I have getting together with it that I'm going to do the whole box thing. It's only going to be, like I stated before, it's only going to be 13 of these boxes. And that is it, because that takes money to get that stuff together. And I'm almost there, but not to millionaire, billionaire status yet, where I can just, where $20 don't mean a thing to me. It's like 2 cents. $20 mean a whole lot to me right now. So yeah. But yeah, I'm getting those things together, and I'm gonna, after book 3 is done, I'm actually gonna take a break from I'm at, yes, book 3. Book 1 hasn't came out yet, but I'm still writing. So when book 1 is done, I'm shooting book 2 over. Hey, go ahead, get it
Mhm.
going, keep it going. But I'm taking a small break after book 3 is done, after I finish writing that, and I'm gonna start on. I haven't told Tier this yet. I am gonna start on my urban legend horror book.
Yes, do the thing, man. For real, do the thing.
I've got a few stories together. I just have to put them, like write them out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, and some, as ideas are coming, I'm writing these ideas. I have God bless my phone, the battery and the
Man,
megabytes and all that on that phone. I know I tear it up because I have so much junk, so many notepads and stuff saved on that, and reminders on my phone of stories that I want to write about, so I won't forget them. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have going on. And once I finish writing that, I'm gonna hop back on in book 3, because I had to take a little mental break and get some more stuff together, see how I want it to go from there. You know, just wanted to flow. I don't want you. I don't want to just give you any old thing.
exactly. That's
Just to
we
write
don't do
something.
that in the We don't do that in the Silvers. We don't
No,
put out crap. And that's anybody.
no,
We don't put
no
out crap.
junk.
You know. Oh, but Jay said, but Scorpio, I want likes. That's what he said about putting Aaron dirty laundry. He said he want likes.
So okay, I like you. There's
Bro,
one.
Jay, the people that like you, Matt, the people that the what matters is us, like us, the group, SJ especially. Those are the only people that matter.
Jay, I like you. There you go. Look,
Well,
TRSJ. There you go. There's 3 likes right now.
Yep, 3 likes. 3 powerful, powerful likes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially SJ. That's like a powerful like. Let me see. Oh, y'all started writing issue 2? Okay, bet. Good, because I'm reading 1. That's one of the things I'm working on. I'm reading issue 1 for y'all to get.
Keep. That's one
Um,
thing. While issue one is being done, keep writing. Don't just
yeah,
stop and wait for it. Then you got to rush and no.
don't do it.
After issue one was done, when I had sent issue one over to the editor to Tier, I don't know where you at, but anyway, I was already in the middle of book two. I was like, no, I'm gonna keep writing. And my
Yeah,
mom was
got to
like, she was like, but you haven't even published book one yet. I said that don't mean
keep it
you
going.
stop writing.
Keep it going. Because
So
that's where I messed up. Like I waited to like, because for in the
yeah.
beginning, now it's a team. Like I got people I could pull and be
Hmm.
like, hey, y'all want to edit this or put editing teams on
Yeah.
that, and actually send stuff to folks. So now I can really start pushing things out, and that's what I've been working on. It's just actually
Hmm.
getting things out and pushing things out. But of course, bringing in new titles, like for instance, Anima Nights, which I know I've vaguely mentioned that. But it's a story that's going into Sovereign Mangaka. It will not be a comic. It just won't make sense as a comic.
Yeah.
Um, just like Arisha Exos did, and I had to move that to Sovereign Mangaka. But it's a story that I did when I was in high school. Very Power Ranger esque, and it seems like a lot of people are getting on that Power Ranger kick. Some folks have
Yeah.
seen the design of the Aqua Knight's helmet, so
Whew.
that's staying there. So now I'm going to be working on the Orange Knight.
Yeah.
With my Patreon, they voted to change the color of one of them. See, think about it. It's something I created in high school. And then on my
Hmm.
Patreon, you have the power to help me create stuff that was already written in stone. Like, and nobody wants to join my Patreon. All right, cool. Man. Well, but so she's going to be changing from green to purple. So since she's changing from green to purple, I think another one in the animes are probably going to change their color.
Hmm.
Probably from blue to green. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of these helmets are going to be gone. You're going to start seeing these walk arounds. You're going to start seeing these suits and everything like that. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a dope story.
Yeah.
What's going on, Pretty Locks? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on, Miko? And then okay, there's the twin J to Miko, and then hi SJ from J to SJ, and then twin from Miko to J, and then 20 mean a lot to us. I feel you, man. 20 mean a lot. Hey,
I'm just
20,
saying I haven't gotten there yet.
20 can't
I
give me a
think
quarter.
I
20
think
what? $20?
$20.
Oh, that can't give me a quarter to take my gas tank. And I drive a car. Like
I
$20.
think I think even if I get to that point where I'm millionaire, billionaire status, $20 still gonna mean a lot to me
Yeah, for real.
because I'm not gonna splurge my money on
Mhm.
stupid stuff. I'm gonna do something with it, like philanthropy stuff with it, and
Yep.
you know,
Because once you start,
building and stuff like that. Yeah, I just
yeah,
can't.
because once you start letting that, like I said, I think like you have to evolve and step up.
Hmm.
But I do think that a lot of individuals who are still frugal with their money tend to
Hmm.
keep it longer when they're rich. For instance, Keanu Reeves is one of them. He's very frugal with his money.
Yes,
The dude shops at like Goodwill and stuff like that. He's very frugal with his money. So
and
he's
what
going to
he
be swimming in money for a minute.
yeah, and I love how he does. In order to the people for everyone to get paid, he'll take like a pay cut,
Hmm.
and he'll so everyone else they can get paid properly, so they can continue to make the movie and stuff like that. So that's the type of stuff I like to do. Like I don't need the big old chain. Now don't get me wrong, I love me some jewelry.
I
I'm a
think the one
jewelry.
thing I may do is like once Siren Comics gets there, like when you get brought on the team, I'm gonna treat it like a rap, like a
Oh Lord,
like a rap. Like
we gonna
everybody
have
gonna get the lion.
we
You're
gonna
gonna
have
get
some
a
big
lion with
we gonna have some big ass chimeras around our necks.
so come here in orange and purple. That'd be dope though, right, yo? Should we do that? Like, welcome to
Look,
the team.
that's gonna be something I'm gonna take and put it in a safe. I ain't gonna wear that around my
Oh,
neck.
for real. Not at all. Not at all.
If
Going
I
to a
look,
con with that? No,
if I do, it's gonna be a cubic zirconia version of it in
for
sterling
real. The
silver.
fake one.
Yeah,
So if I lose it, it don't matter.
yeah.
So let me see. Rose asked, Urban Legend books. Put the book in my hands, please.
Oh, it will be.
You know? But yeah, me and Scorpio, we've already talked about, we're working on a couple books because I know Scorpio's talked about his urban legend book that he's doing. It's going to be an anthology. I have a horror
Mhm.
anthology and a sci-fi anthology that I'm doing. And then I also have a couple of novel ideas and stuff that I wrote down. So
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing more than just writing comics. There's going to be a
yeah.
lot more writing coming.
Ebony, it's the Agent 13.
Mhm. and it's dope. It's
Yeah.
dope. I think if you're into action spy type or espionage type
Yeah.
movies and yeah,
Dark like, you got to have a sense of like okay,
yeah,
like a whatever attitude, because that's his attitude the whole time.
very much so, very much so. And then on top of that, like he has the thing that I liked about him the most is like the uh his banter. That's one of the
Mhm.
things like for me like really gets characters when they have good banter, and I liked his banter. So
Yeah.
I think y'all would like that. Like with SJ's character, the Hellcat, like I loved her analytics and her standoffness and her
Mhm.
nonchalantness with a lot of things, but she also has some good banter here and there. So I mean, you know. And as
Yeah.
far as Boogie's book, like I'm not gonna say too much about that because that's still in this. It's still in the beginning stages, but I think y'all are
Yeah.
gonna like it. At least from what I read so far, I enjoy it. So the hellos from Jay to Ebony. And TQ says, "You
I
say
do
urban
apologize.
legends? Yeah,
Yes, I do apologize, y'all. If y'all see something moving in the back behind me, that's my dog on my bed, and he's balling up my covers, and he likes to lay down and get comfortable. That way,
mm.
he balls it in a big, huge ball, and he lays on it. And I'm just like, bro, but okay.
So Jay still said horror. You say yes, yes.
Yes, yes, I love
Scorpio's writing
horror.
horror. I'm doing horror. I'm still trying to decide. Y'all let me know because at first I was going to do two separate books, but I'm thinking about bringing them together because I know the Twilight Zone had horror stuff
Hmm.
sometimes, but then it also has sci-fi. Same with Outer Limits, it had horror and outs and sci-fi. Things
Behind the
like Tales,
veil,
yeah, Behind the Veil, like things like Tales from the Dark Side and
it's
stuff
from the dark
was
side.
mainly horror, but every once in a while they'll do something with aliens and stuff like that, and it'd be more horror.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking about I might merge them together. I already have the title of the book of the anthology is gonna be called The Peripheral. So like, and the reason why I named it that is because sometimes like when I'm sitting and looking straight, you
Mhm.
know how some of it we see it. Like sometimes you see crap in your peripheral. So I kind of have this idea
Oh yeah,
that our peripheral vision probably looks through some veils and things like that. So that's what I'm gonna call it the
I'm
peripheral.
sure.
So that's basically what I'm gonna call it. Well, I like you too, mom. Of course, you're my mother. 3 likes plus one. Let me see. One thing my father taught me was the power of penny. Yeah, same thing. Parents taught me hard work and save that
Oh
money.
yeah.
ZT said, "Oh Lord, not the blinged out chimeras." Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Blinged out chimeras. Why not? Has to be done. Has to be done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Ebony,
agent.
his book is coming out soon. It's just it's over halfway done. So,
Yeah,
but right,
it was,
yeah, go ahead.
honestly, we were gearing toward summer of this year. It may still happen. I'm not going to say
Mhm.
yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to speak that into existence because it may just shock me and just go ahead and be done.
Yeah, for real.
But that's what I would like to gear to. I haven't announced it yet because I want to kind of get a good feel of it. But you know, we can still do what we need to do and still have whoever needs to finish working, and then have it sent out on time.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming we're doing Kickstarter.
I don't know.
I'm
We'll see.
still questioning that.
We'll see because
I don't like the way
with the fat,
I don't like
yeah,
the way Kickstarter's going now.
yeah, and with the fan base that we have, with the fan base that Silvers has, I think that, and y'all can let me know if I'm right or wrong, but I think we're at a point where we can start doing our own Kickstarter type things internally, you
Yeah,
know. So
because I'm just not a fan of some of the books I'm seeing on there. Speaking of, the whole racist thing, I'm not with that. You
yeah,
know how I feel about that. I am not with
yeah,
that. They only getting books that are, these people killing the white man. I'm just like, okay, look, I see it here enough of that on social media enough. So it's like I don't want that in my comic.
oh, that shit about to get you. Well, don't I get that SJ? I get there. I get there. Let me see.
I thought we
That dog is boxing that pillow in the back, Scorpio. Yeah, he is.
always
Yeah, Kobe don't play.
all
Um,
86 pounds of him. Jesus.
yeah, Kobe don't play. Let me see.
Yes, he is. He's adorable.
You love the name Peripheral? Thank you, Usher. I just thought that was like, because like I guess I can say it because like sometimes here in my house, like sometimes like especially in the dark, and I don't know, it could be just the just the way the light moves if a car is outside or whatever. But it always seems like when you're looking straight, sometimes you can see weird stuff in your peripheral. And
You
so
can.
that's how the name hit me. I was like, oh, peripheral. I was like, anybody who knows, they're gonna catch that. They're
You
gonna
can. You can see see stuff out the corner of your eye that's not even really there.
mhm. Yep.
It could make it look like as if something's moving and it's not. Nothing's there.
Yep.
So I just think that's just a part of that imagination. I love that part.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's another reason why I picked it too, because of that.
Uh,
Because of the stuff that we create when we see things.
oh yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rose, for telling my mom hi. I appreciate that. Let me see. SJ says, I thought we kickstarted to the curb. Yes, yes, I did. At one point, I thought about going back, but then I was like, nah. I'm just gonna stick with the fandom. And now since we do have that broadcast thing, like the Scrolverse has that broadcast channel thing, I think it'll be a
Yeah.
little bit easier to do things like that.
Yeah. It probably will be.
So, and then Rose says, I've seen so many Kickstarter projects go wrong. Same.
And
I've
that
seen
and that's why I was scared about going on that. That's I was like I was talking to Tira about it. I was like, should we do Kickstarter? You sure you want to do Kickstarter? I don't like the way it's looking over there. It's just
I don't want to do it. Like I personally left it alone, mainly because I know like even though I fit the bill of what they're looking for being a black comic book creator, but in the same vein, I don't fit the bill of what they're looking for because it's not um
bias.
yeah. That's the best way. I was gonna say something totally mean, but thank you for that, Scorpio. This is why both of us are on the show.
It's
Because
not
Scorpio be coming up with
bias.
words sometimes, like be saying the words sometimes that really makes me not want to say something mean. So,
Look, you know me. I'm quick to tell you. Look, say what you mean and mean what you say.
yeah.
It ain't a bunch of BS. Is what it is. We don't. We actually write over here.
Yeah, we actually right. Like
We
I'm not
actually
doing
write stuff that can actually go into an actual movie
nope.
or something like
And
that.
and I will
So,
say this, since I'm on a nicer kick now, since I'm getting back to my nice self, which is like I said is dangerous. People want the mean me. You don't want the nice me. The nice me is worse than the mean me. But with all of that being said, the nice and happy me, oh Jesus, like you really want the mean me. But anywho, with all that being said, like I don't want to knock anyone's writing skill. However, writing things in that manner is not it's making it like when you see movies or you read books or you read comics that just did
mhm,
not age right, and it's because they
mm-mm.
wrote that thing for that time. We don't do that here.
You have
We
to
just tell
think. You
stories.
have to think something that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, I mean, but not even that. Like you want to tell a
Yeah, but
story
you
that's
think
ageless,
it's gonna,
just
and
like we. Mhm.
that's how I want my. That's the type of. I want my work the way. That's why I mentioned that even on my Twitter, and I think I posted it on my Instagram too. I want my work to be like a blueprint for someone else in the future. I
Mhm.
want them to say, okay, if you want like a good, hitman type feel, the Agent 13 would be a good way to, use that as an example. See how you
Mhm.
did that. That's how I'm writing my stuff, as if it's a blueprint for future writers.
Mhm.
I want my stuff to be relevant in the time that it comes out and relevant 20, 30 years from now.
Exactly, exactly, and that's
For
what I
like,
like to think about.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, I always reference music and music artists. Um, just to throw some people out there, any music in the 70s, 80s, some of the 90s, some of that stuff is like turning 20, 10, 20 years old. There's
mhm.
some songs that's actually
The
turned
30,
30 years
40,
old,
30,
and
40 years old,
people are
and they're still
still
good. Still listen to them.
not only listening to them, they're sampling them, they're taking the music, and
Exactly.
they're using. I'm just like, that's the type of stuff
And
I
that
want
that's
to
a
write.
yeah, that's an ageless creation. Because I
Yeah.
guarantee you, 10 years from now, when
Hmm.
rap changes again, nobody ain't gonna remember mumble rap. It's gone. Nobody's gonna remember that.
You're gonna say, "Look, who?
Little what? Little Uzi Vert basketball court. I don't know who that is.
Never heard
Like,
of that."
I ain't never heard of Skittles McDiddles,
Mm-mm.
freaking Slim Jim Man. I don't know who that guy is, and everybody coming up with these stupid ass names.
Everybody
Yeah, I still
got
got everybody
the
coming up with these stupid ass names and everything else. Like that stuff isn't gonna last. Is
not
like
only
I
Not only silly names, no one makes out. People don't make albums anymore.
Yeah, there's that too. So yeah, so
Because
like I
they.
said, like for anyone who wants to get into writing, I will say when you write, make sure you write something that's ageless. Like I get
Mhm.
being influenced by the time, right?
Yeah.
Moby Dick was a story that was influenced by the time, by the myths and stuff of them seeing this big whale and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Here, Moby Dick is born, but Moby Dick is ageless because Moby Dick didn't fully concentrate specifically on that time and the burdens of that time and the politics of that time and the things of that time. It just concentrated on a man with a freaking mental problem chasing down a white whale. That's it, and it became ageless. That's all it concentrated on. The plots don't have to be over the top like that. Like I said, like because that's the thing with a lot of comics now is like you look at it. I answer that here in a bit more, but like in comics and stuff, a lot of people are so concentrated, and I get it. Things that are going on right now, there's a lot of craziness going on right now, and I
Yeah,
get
it
it, and it
is.
inspires some folks, and it makes folks want to write stories and things like that. However, you can still write those stories based off of that stuff and make your story timeless.
Hmm.
Once you start making it where it's so integrated within what's going on, 10, 15, 20 years from now, your story is going to be forgettable.
Yeah.
Don't believe me? Just look at the stories that have fallen to the wayside in real from great writers, and then look at the stories that have lasted over time and become ageless. You know,
Hmm.
those type of stories are the ones that are gonna make it. So you could, and I think a lot of people haven't fully grasped that you could still tell stories without being limited in your writing. What
Mm.
you mean be careful, Mom? What you mean be careful? I'm not saying anything bad. By the way, they are everybody knows who Snuck Doug is, man. Dominique's been on the show. And of course, we're gonna remember his name.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't have a crazy name. I'm talking about these other mumble rappers out here that got all these stupid names. Like some dude, quite literally, his name NBA Jam freaking first draft 31 or whatever the hell his name is. Like I know it's NBA kid or some stupid crap. And it's like
Oh,
you ain't
by the
even
way,
NBA. You ain't even make it to the NBA.
by the
You know what are you
way,
talking about?
with the we mentioned a name, Lil
It's like he took
Uzi,
his gamer tag and made it his name. That's why I feel like a
probably.
lot of these rappers do take their gamer tags and
They
make their
don't.
names.
I mean, they don't really know how to put meaning to their names anymore.
Oh, there he is. Thank you, Jay. NBA
NBA
YoungBoy.
YoungBoy,
That
yeah,
isn't gamer tag. That's a gamer tag. He probably played 2K his entire life, and that was his gamer tag. And
he's the
then
young
he
man. Look,
became a rapper.
he's the young man that
Nope.
it was all over social media. He had his girlfriend up in the hotel, and his baby mama was sleeping downstairs in the lobby.
What?
Because he wanted to spend the night with his girlfriend, his other girlfriend.
Mm, that's wild. That is
Yeah.
wild.
But she was okay with it. He took her shopping the next day, so she's fine.
Standards.
Mama say, don't say
Standards.
names.
Ma, he said his name. Come on now.
I mean, if they come back and look at the show later on, okay,
Yeah, he said his name. I ain't worried about no NBA young boy.
at all.
Not with my shot. Don't worry about nobody. Let's do some talk. Let's do some talking. What's been heard? I put shit down.
Sure, damn.
Because honestly, I should probably run this back at the end, but we're gonna kick it off with this because there's a lot of stuff that's really going on in the comic book world right now that I don't know if a lot of people are paying attention to. Go ahead, son. I don't know if a lot of people are paying attention to, or if a lot of people are really see. But for instance, the way of comic books right now, the way of comic book movies, they aren't doing as good as I think a lot of us thought. Like we already saw what happened with Quantum Mania. Like it made a lot of money. Like it made money, you know,
Yeah.
because it's Marvel. Anything Marvel puts out, it could be garbage, and it will still make money.
Oh boy.
They've they've figured out the formula, I guess, on how to make money.
Yeah.
But DC right now is particularly, which is my favorite comic book company, is having a very hard time right now. Of course, you had Black Adam, which did better than Shazam, but in its opening weekend, but didn't really break the box office like they wanted to. Now you have Shazam, which quite literally only made like what was it?
$30
Um,
million.
yeah, $30 million domestically, I believe. Hold on, I got the article pulled up over here.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
an
it's
article right here. That was kind of. I was like, um, oh, Mr. Gunn.
yeah. So like the first one brought in 11.7 million, I think, on the opening weekend.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's like I don't know if it's because of I don't know if it again, when it comes to stuff like this,
Hmm.
you don't know if it's because people are comparing things to Marvel still,
Yeah.
but comparing it in subtle ways to where no one sees that that's what they're doing. But I know the first Shazam movie didn't really do that well as opening weekend. So I
Hmm.
wasn't expecting the second Shazam movie to do that well in its opening weekend. However, when I watch Shazam, I haven't seen two yet, but I do plan on seeing it because I
Hmm.
actually like the first one, so I want to see this one. Um, it I go in watching it for what it is. Like I think a lot of people are going to comic book movies expecting to watch an Oscar-winning movie. And no, that's the reason why comic books had to create their own
No.
awards for comic books
Yeah, because
because
you
they
can't.
weren't in the awards for books and novels and things like that. So they had to create their own awards because they're quite literally, even though there's multiple genres in comics, they are
Yeah.
quite literally their own genre. So I look at the comic book movies the same way. Like if a comic book movie gets an Oscar, that's great. That means that that comic book movie, went above and beyond and got the nod. But I don't expect every single last one of them to. So I don't go into every single comic book movie expecting it to be knock me out my chair,
Hmm.
super duper amazing. Like I don't expect that. Um, so let me see something. Somebody says something in here. I haven't watched it, so I cannot really answer on that. As Shocky, they whitewashed what Shazam. That character's always been white, so I don't understand that. What you're saying right there. That character's
Mm.
always been white. All the Shazamly has always been, well, not all of them. It's been mainly Mary was white, and then his friend, but the other ones were always like the races that they were. So I don't know what you mean
Mm.
with that. And if we're talking about the gods, let's keep in mind these are Greek gods, so they were always white. So I don't understand the whitewashing, which goes back
That
to other
is correct.
comments we've made about certain things. Like I don't do that here. I don't do that here. Like I'm the type of person that if Greek gods should be Greek gods. We have enough. We have the Orisha, we have the
Hmm.
Egyptians, we have the Ashanti, we have the Loa, we have so many different black gods that we can use that we don't need to take theirs. That's how I see it. Um, native superhero. Had they kept it about a native superhero, I know people would have been excited. Shazam was never a native superhero. Shazam was
Yeah, I
always
was. I
white.
was. That's. I'm like kind of Shazam.
Shazam was never a
Are we
native.
talking about the
Are
same
you talking about
person?
another title? Are you talking about something else?
Yeah.
Shazam was always white. He was never native,
Well, he was
ever.
never.
Never native. Are you talking about a different? Are you talking about a different movie? Um, let's see. Let me see. And she was on with it. Oh, okay. I think I missed that. TQ.
Yeah, you missed that. That was a while back.
I'm sorry,
We don't
but
moved on from that.
yeah. So yeah, Shazam was always white. There was never Black Adam wasn't even native. Black Adam was like made up character from a made up country called
Hmm.
Kondak. Yeah, you might have it mixed up. Yeah, Shazam was always white. Black Adam was from a fictional Middle Eastern country called Kondak. So
Hmm.
he's always had that Middle Eastern vibe to him. Um, and that's just how he's always been. But yeah, Shazam has always been white. Um, so yeah, with all of that happening with Shazam and their low numbers and
Hmm.
stuff like that, I mean, I'm like this is the first weekend. I don't think a lot of people watch this. I mean, there's another thing that I think about it too, because I do want to get y'all thoughts on this and what y'all think about this. Because I think another one of the reasons why it didn't do well is because of the recent stuff that DC did. And I know I kind of mentioned this to you before, Scorpio,
Hmm.
about how DC was like, all right, we're coming back. We have a new director. We're revamping thing. We're gonna have Henry Cavill is back as freaking Superman. Ben Affleck's back. Gal Gadot's gonna be here for Wonder Woman still. And then all of a sudden it's like, bye bye, Henry. And the world got pissed off.
It went,
The world went
no.
nuts. And I think personally, me
Hmm.
personally, I think that's why Shazam did not do well. Because I
Yeah.
think a lot of the fans who were DC fans who were still holding on for
Mm.
DC to make that perfect change was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. That's what I think a lot of them did, and I think that's the reason why the numbers are low. But again, like I said, the first Shazam movie, the first opening weekend, it was pretty low. So I mean,
I
for
mean,
it's
it's
actually
gonna.
higher this time than I think the first time. I could be mistaken. I will have to see.
I
But
think it's gonna.
you
It's
know,
probably. It's gonna start off low, of course. I don't think it's gonna stay there.
mm,
It's probably going to. I mean, you have to. We have to get to the point where, and getting to this point where you have to take your feelings out of stuff,
yeah,
especially when it comes to change. I know we wanted Henry Cavalier. I know they want him. Henry's not there. Well, I'm not going to be there. Mind you, Henry wasn't worried at all. Henry moved on to
yeah.
something else,
Henry moved on to something bigger and
bigger
better,
and
and I
better.
knew it. Like, of course, I think his feelings were hurt. Don't get me wrong, because I know he was
Hmm.
excited to come back to be Superman because he's a great Superman. So I think his feelings were hurt. But I think that when DC did that, when DC Warner Brother Discovery, whatever they're calling themselves now,
Hmm.
Warner Brother Discovery DC. But as soon as that happened, Amazon was like, "You want 40K?" And he's a 40K fan. And he
Hmm.
was like, "Yes." And I don't know if anybody in here knows the lore of 40K, but that's gonna have movies for years.
That's why
That's
he's
gonna
not
have
worried.
movies for years.
He was like, I played Superman. I did. Apparently, he did his job because people
Mhm.
loved him as Superman. So he did that. Now he's moving. Now he's moving on to other things. So that's what you have to give things a chance.
Yeah,
That's why I
exactly.
was like, give Mr. Gunn a chance, and
Yeah,
let's just see.
and
Yeah,
then there's this too, TQ, because a lot of people were mad about that too. They're like, "You're still releasing the Flash movie. You've fired Henry Cavill, but you're keeping Ezra." So a lot of people are angry about that too.
yeah. They
So
don't. Yeah,
Um,
and
so yeah, I think with that, I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the ones that was angry. I was like, "Damn, why would you tell this man he's back?" Like, and I was just angry more from
yeah.
a creative standpoint, but then also a person who used to act and stuff like that. I'm like, why would you tell this man that he's back and then kick him to the curb? Like that's and not only that, I could see if they would have said you're back and just told him and then like, shh,
Hmm.
don't say nothing. We're not letting anybody know yet. But they let him announce it.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a snap. That was a slap in the face. That's why I'm glad he was blessed with the role.
But
Ezra is hella problematic, but I guess
oh
because he apologized, it's fine. I just hope that he doesn't do it again. I mean, I'm like this. Everybody deserves a second chance. I
yeah,
mean,
of course. It's like like I was just saying.
but
We gotta. We'll see.
yeah, everybody deserves a second chance. I mean, as long as he doesn't do it again, I
As long as you
pretty
don't do nothing
if
crazy.
now if he does something crazy again and they keep him on, then I'm just gonna be like, all right, y'all making really bad choices.
Hmm.
But oh, that one is out there kicking right now. I hate when that wind come off that mountain like that. But anywho, it is. It's pretty strong out there.
Thought he
Um,
was saying something in his peripheral.
nah, the wind. The wind is blowing pretty hard. We got high
Mm-mm-mm.
winds going on right now. Um, but yeah, like I said, with Shazam doing what it did, it led to something else. Which this right here, I'm just like, sorry, they're just gonna blame everybody. But
Hmm.
supposedly, The Rock is getting blamed for the how bad Shazam did because of certain things like and this is where the blame is coming from because they said that when The Rock was trying to, not take over DC, but trying to steer it back in the right direction, he wanted to put
Hmm.
Superman at the center as well as Black Adam is like the villain is of the center of it, which makes sense because Black Adam was one of the
Yeah,
big villains in the comics before he became this anti-hero where he
yeah,
would
he's
go
the villain.
both ways, because he even eventually gets his own family too, where he has is like how you have the Shazamly, like Black Adam has his son, and then he also has his wife, which I'm thinking were the two that we saw in the movie.
Mhm.
And eventually they were going to end up getting like the power. I think that's the route they were trying to go with. They'll end up getting the power of of Shazam through Black Adam, also just like the Shazamly does. But they're saying because The Rock decided not to put Shazam in the end credit. That's the reason why the Shazam movie didn't do well. However, I think that's a bunch of poppycock because
That doesn't make sense. What does he
Because
have to do?
Shazam had his own movie, so people know who
Yeah.
Shazam is.
So
Why does he have to be
what?
in an end
What
credit
does?
to get this for this movie to do well? So I don't know. Like that's really weird. That they would come and say something like that because I'm like, I don't think he really had that. The Rock has only been trying to help folks, at least for what I've been gathering. But then again, I don't know him. But the only thing
Yeah,
I've seen
but
is that he's trying to help people. So
I don't know. I don't know.
let me see.
I think that's crazy.
Rose said, no pun intended, but they tossed the coin to Henry and immediately took it. Yeah, they did. They did. And immediately took it away. And then Amazon tossed another coin and was like, come over here and take over 40K. And like I said, I don't know if anybody out there in the audience has played 40K, but
Amazon said.
40K
Amazon
is
say
that.
Henry. It's like
Come here,
they're
please.
letting go Henry. Mirror. Mirror Henry. We got you.
Oh, Ebony, you thought Black Adam was a hero? Nope. He was a villain. He's Shazam's villain. Because there's actually, if you have HBO Max, there's actually a DC animated movie up there where Superman and Shazam had to come together to fight Black Adam. Both of them had to fight Black Adam. Because when it comes to Superman, while Superman is strong, and while Shazam and Black Adam both are strong, Superman's weakness, other than kryptonite, is magic. So against those two, they actually go pound for pound, and with Black Adam being more vicious. I think of Black Adam as the Vegeta of the DC universe. Honestly, I think if I'm pretty sure whenever Vegeta was made, I'm pretty sure they did a lot of they did a lot of building of Vegeta from Black Adam, like even down to even the way Black Adam's old hairstyle used to be, where he had the V and everything like that. So
little widow's peak.
Yeah, the widow's peak. So yeah. So just think of that. Like he was a villain, but then he kind of started getting good, but he's only really good for the people that he's allied with in his country. So those in Kandak and anyone that's his ally are the ones that he's going to be good for. But anybody else can catch the hands. So,
but I still don't see how that's the Rock's fault.
It's not. I think they just did that because everybody's so caught up on these after credit scenes that they think that, oh, the only way that you can push the next movie is with an after credit scene. No, the only way you can push the next movie is with great marketing and branding. These big freaking not music, but movie studios who have been here since the early 1900s know that. And so for anyone to come and say something like that, oh, it was the Rock's fault because you didn't put him in.
Like it sounds like
How?
it sounds like you're trying to take the blame, take the focus off who's the real issue and put it on someone else.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of stuff is. A lot of blame shifting.
Like,
a lot of blame shifting.
When they said that, I was like, that don't make sense.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. They just blame it on them. And so it's like, okay, that's all right. Hey, Rock, I don't know if you're watching this. If y'all want to, y'all can send it to him. But I'll make a character for you.
We surely will.
I'll make sure you're Simone and black and everything. I'll make a character for you.
We surely will. I already got a character. Look, I already got a character for you know who.
Well, yeah, I got one. I got one for Aaron Cavill too. If y'all read Cypher Team issue 1, Ironhawk.
Oh yeah.
Because in issue 3, you're gonna see the younger version. He's gonna look very much like Henry.
Yeah.
Because even his older version looks like an older Henry. So
yep, all these people y'all toss to the side, you just make it wrong.
Come on to the Soulverse. Come on,
mirror
Zach
over
too.
here to the Soulverse.
Yeah, come on, mirror on over to the Soulverse.
Mirror on over here.
Especially with Zach too. I'll let Zach. I think Zach will direct the heck out of Cypher Team, yo. I don't care what anyone says.
Dude,
Zach would direct the mess out of Cypher Team.
Imagine that in black and white.
Let me see. Which is a shame considering how much he advocated for that role. Exactly. And it's like they took him and threw him under the bus after the fact, To me, I think that's wrong. So yeah, these big movie companies need to start figuring things out. Like I don't know what's going on. But speaking of Zach and Netflix, I like that segue.
I'm just thinking about him doing Zach doing Cypher Team.
That'd be crazy. But we're getting better at this. Y'all see how we segue and stuff in, how we weave and stuff in now.
We're trying, y'all.
We're becoming talk show hosts. That's crazy.
Talk show hosts.
We're doing it, y'all.
Yeah.
So
If TNT ain't choking to death,
If
get you
I ain't
some
joking,
water,
right?
boy.
For real.
Where's your water?
I don't know. I feel like something's caught in my throat, but hold
Where
on.
is your water? He got a whole keg over there choking. Whole thing.
Oh.
Where's your
So,
water?
but something on the rumor mill, which has already kind of been put
Mm-hmm.
out. Scorpio rumor has it.
Realize it. I can't wait to get my look. I can't wait
We
to
gotta
get me.
do that sound for real. We
I
gotta do
gotta
that.
get
So
me a
that
sound. I can't wait to get my little sound stuff.
Mhm,
That I'm gonna get soon, right along with my podcast stuff.
mhm.
I'm gonna get one of those little boxes, and I'm gonna record that on that. I'm just gonna press a button.
Nope, there you go. We gotta get those.
I have to.
But on the rumor mill, says Zach's taking JL to Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
JL is Justice League for folks who don't
Mm-hmm.
know. The finish off his Justice League story. So a lot of people were thinking that because he did this little video short, which is basically a countdown to SnyderCon, which is like his own little personal convention that he does at a college that he studied at, where he'll watch through his movies and things like that, and then have like Q&As after with the fans and stuff, so they can ask about the movie as how it was made, so on and so forth. So that's like his own little con and his own little respect and play to the fans,
Yeah,
which I think is freaking amazing.
I think that's
That a
awesome.
creator takes that time to do something like that, which is another reason why I really like the guy. But a lot of people thought that because he used, I forget the voice actor's name, but the guy who played the voice as Darkseid, he used him to do the countdown type of countdown hit for that video.
Mm.
Um, and telling people to save the date and stuff. So a lot of people are like, oh snap, uh he's bringing Justice League to Netflix. So while I would love for him to finish his story, with a lot of the other things, because he also talked about Full Circle and all this other stuff. So a lot of people thought that that's where it was going. But now that things are out, it seems like
Mm.
no, that's not where things are going. Like he's done with that. Like he's washed his hands of it. Which I don't blame him, because the way they treated him, like I come like I'm not saved. I would have had a problem. I'd have been in prison. I'd have been the first director to get put in prison for beating up the CEO of some
Lord have mercy.
major corporation, because I couldn't have did that. Like, especially after losing a child the way that he lost his, and then
Yeah,
to come back to, oh Lord have mercy, that man he has character. I'll give him that.
I think that's
But
why I like the fact how a lot of people are going the route of doing their own thing now. They're not
yeah,
trying to
no one's
set up in
chasing
these big
anymore.
old rooms, and they're not
Mhm.
chasing more. Everybody's doing. There's so many little small films um, that people are actually filming themselves.
Mhm.
They're hiring their own actors and stuff like
Mhm.
that, starting their
Yeah,
own
starting their own, like
little
actually doing their own production
production
companies,
company.
starting their own studios. And quite frankly, I remember a long time ago, and I know I know you were probably one of the first ones I mentioned this to, but this was like back about 2-3 years ago, where I said eventually it's going to be this. Like I felt like that was the impetus to the indie renaissance that was going
Hmm.
on, and you're just going to start seeing it in movies, where you're going to start seeing a lot more studios that are just indie popping up.
Yeah,
You're going to see Netflix kicking off even more people. But
yeah.
you're seeing it in comics, you're seeing it in music. Like, if you really want to get back to some good rap, like
Go
Mom
to
mentioned
it.
earlier about my brother, like he's a great rapper. I will put I'm gonna make sure he's on albums and soundtracks whenever the movies come out. And then there's other independent rappers that are like amazing. So you're tired of
Not
listening to the crap on the radio, go listen to
you
the
know.
indie dudes.
Yeah,
Go listen to the
and
indie
look,
rappers.
the indie people, and you find them. You find that's one of the best things about TikTok. I
Hmm.
found so much good music on TikTok. So many
Yeah.
independent artists on TikTok that
Hmm.
has these huge followings, and a lot of the funds is going straight to them, which is where it should be, not
Hmm.
going to this hand, from this hand to this hand, and you end up with just $100.
Yep,
So
exactly.
I mean, that's if you indie. I think a a long time ago, independent was
It was
scary.
like shunned. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
and it
shunned.
was
People laughed at it.
yeah, and people were
Pe-
scared to do it because they were like
yeah.
they have to pay for everything themselves. But now
Mhm.
people are like, okay, I'd
Everybody's doing
rather
it.
do it myself.
Exactly, because that's how I was with comics. Like,
Yeah,
I wasn't one of one. I didn't write these comics to get picked up by DC and Marvel. When I created the Sovereign Comics, I was like,
yeah,
no, I don't even want to work for them unless it's like some type of special writer guest appearance. I'll do that. But
yeah.
as far as coming on for some permanently, no, no. I have my own stuff to worry about.
Correct.
But in the same vein, is like But even with that, now that everything's going indie, you're starting to see a lot of these big companies now going
After the
to
independent
indie and trying
books.
to pull them in because they're
Yeah.
losing the bigger guys, like Diamond, for instance. I was like, Diamond has so many indie comic creators, indie comic publishers, and I remember once upon a time they didn't want to hear anything from anyone at all.
Yeah.
Indie, they didn't want to talk to you, but
No.
now they want you because you know
No.
why? DC and Marvel left. I think Marvel's with Penguin and someone else, and
Mm-hmm.
DC's with whatever that other company is that came out during the pandemic when Diamond said they were going to shut down everything. So now they're picking up indie
Yeah.
comics. So it makes me wonder: is like, are they picking up indie comics because they see them as great creators, or are they only picking up indie comics because oh, we need money
They're
because the
picking
other
up
guys
indie.
left?
They picking up indie comics as a lifeline.
Exactly. And to me, that's a problem because what happens with Marvel, DC, and all them come back? Are they
Yeah.
going to just drop the indie creators? So if I was an indie creator with Diamond, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
play your game, do the damn thing. Um, however, however, keep that head on a swivel and protect yourself because they are a big, massive company, and you should always protect yourself against big, massive companies, even
Yeah.
Netflix. Um, even though Netflix does let you keep your creative property, but like I was saying with Zach and stuff like that, Zach, you know, DC did what they did to him, treating him bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's over at Netflix. He's doing Rebel Moon, which is like his version of a Star Wars s type of tale. But I do know that DC for his Snyder Con, they're allowing him to play like I think all of the films that he made. So like I think Man of
Mm-hmm.
Steel, BVS, and Justice League, but his versions of it. So he's gonna be talking about those. So that was like they're kind of doing that as a way to kind of
Mm-hmm.
it's like the handoff or the send off, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think they
Yeah.
should have treated him better. But again, this is a new regime in DC, and this new regime I think is trying to make amends because they do know that they do know that this man knows what he's doing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's made a lot of movies not only for DC but also for Warner Brothers. So I think in the end they're trying to mend that bridge. But now he's at Netflix. He's doing Rebel Moon. It seems like they want to open that into a universe because I also heard that there's a game for Rebel Moon in talks too. So
Mm-hmm.
so Netflix is putting all their chips on the table for this. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it
Yeah.
goes and what
I'm
happens with
hoping
that.
it. I think it's yeah. I
Um,
think Netflix probably know what to do with it.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I heard some rumors and stuff. Like, rumor has it because I haven't really seen anything yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I have heard that they're talking about trying to do some movie stuff too, like actually sending their movies straight to the movies. I don't know if they already have. If they have, somebody please correct me.
Yeah.
I don't go to the movies too often, but I do know that that's one of the things that they were talking about doing is starting to send so a lot of their movies straight to the movies before they bring it to Netflix or having them both go at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That'd be
So Rose
cool.
says, me getting tickets to the first ever Silver's movie dressed as a Silver's character. Please do that. Please do that. Like, I hope all of y'all, all of y'all come and dress like somebody. That'd be so dope.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see, TQ says, so who would direct the other Silver's titles? Um, who would direct Stars? I would need like a serious comedian type director to do Stars. I would have to see who would do Stars. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who would do Stars. I think for Enyamo Stigmata though, probably I would probably try to reach out to Ryan Coogler for that.
Mm.
For Enyamo Stigmata, I would probably try to reach out to Ryan Coogler for that.
Okay.
Um, but for Temple High and Stars, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
What about the agent, Scorpio? Who do
You
you
know
want to
who I
direct?
who I said I wanted. He's kind of shunned against now, but I can't think of his name.
What, Quentin Tarantino?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
he's the agent because he has
yeah,
that especially
yeah.
one part when he shoots the special bullets. Yeah.
SJ just says something. I think I'm gonna put that. That's a great idea right there. Exactly, SJ. Indy was a slur at one point. Indy was a slur. Oh, SJ also put in the comments. Who would you want to direct Hellcat? And Boogeth, if you still out there, who would you want to direct yours? Let me see. So self-publishing was highly looked down. It really was. At one point, it was
Yeah.
you had to go through a publisher. You couldn't
Mm-hmm.
self-publish, and if you
Do
were
it self.
self-published, like your books wouldn't do that well. But, oh, that's a self-published book. They are.
Yeah.
Noses all up. They are uneducated. It's like, really? They're uneducated, but they self-publish their
Yeah.
books.
That doesn't make no
It
sense
was,
at all.
yeah, not at all. Um, so, so SJ said Zack Snyder could do stars though, and that you mentioned Sucker Punch. I think that he could, because one of the things that Zack Snyder is really, really good with
Hmm.
is making like powerful women shine very well. Like that's the reason why everybody look when they look at Wonder Woman, they're like, why is she different in the Zack movies? Why is she more powerful in the Zack movies than she is in
Right.
her own movies? You know, save for the first one. She was pretty powerful in the first one, I think. The second one, it was not bad. I don't think it was horrible, but it wasn't, it wasn't, you know. Now that's a question I had to think about that. All right, bet.
Does he even have social media anymore? Quentin
Zach, yeah.
Tarantino,
Quentin Tarantino, I don't
Zach
know.
and Quentin Tarantino.
Zach is mainly on Vero. He pops up on Twitter every once in a while. Quentin Tarantino, I don't know. He probably backed away a little bit. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna say all of that, and we talked about indies and all that other stuff to go right into this state of comic book movies, which we kind of started on a little bit. So we all see with Marvel, like a lot of their movies aren't doing that well. We also see with DC, a lot of their movies aren't doing that well. Um, so a lot of people think it's fatigue. But I'm wondering, is
Hmm.
it fatigue, or are people getting to the point where they're tired of one being preached to, two um having movies and stuff that really that put these massive, like I said, is there's no problem.
Hmm.
I don't think there's a problem in putting a message in your story. Like if you remember original books and things like
Yeah.
that, like a lot of them had that moral of the story is type of situation, right? A lot of movies, especially in the 80s and the early 90s,
Yeah.
had that moral of the story is like Trading Places, things like that. A lot of these different had
Right.
that moral of the story is type of stuff. So I don't think that's a problem. However, you gotta tell a story. No one wants to go to the movies and be yelled at for being,
Moral of the
you know,
story is you're not doing right.
yeah, right.
It's like,
So
well, damn, I'm trying.
yeah, so it's like, and I think that's what it is. A lot of people are getting tired of that. And they're like, oh, I get to go to a movie. I want to see this. And then when you get in, they're like, oh, here we go again. And then they, you know, don't. Um, so I think that's what a lot of it is. Let me see. Ashley said old school James Cameron for Hellcat. Ooh, okay. But he doesn't seem interested in anything other than Avatar these days. Very true. I think he's trying to build Avatar all the way out. I think he wants to do more with it. He said I heard something about the next one is introducing another type of tribe, because this one was like this water
Hmm.
tribe or the ocean tribe, sea tribe, whatever. And then you had the other
Yeah,
ones who were in the jungle. I
they're bringing
guess
some
he's
new
going to
ones.
introduce some more.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have a lot going. Um, would y'all get Jordan Peele to direct? Yes, actually, there is probably a story. I think there is a story that I would like Jordan Peele to probably direct.
I would have him do my urban legends book along with M
Yeah,
Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. Yep.
Shyamalan,
Um,
Shyamalan, Shyamalan.
if I put him on something, it would either have to be comedy or horror. However, is I will have to figure out, because I mean he could. I think he could pull off the Hellfighter, because the Hellfighter actually has a lot of stuff in there that
Hmm.
starts messing with things psychologically. So I think either the Hellfighter, or if Slaughter the Clown became a movie, one of those, because Slaughter the Clown off tops is psychological. Everything is psychological about that, but it has comedy in it too. And we know Jordan Peele is a comedian as well as a
Yeah.
um, like dark horror, like dark humor and horror director and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I think he could probably do Slaughter the Clown. Um, and yeah, actually, I was just gonna suggest the Hellfighter. Yeah, he could do the Hellfighter too, because I would love to see what he do with some of those demons and the personalities that he would give them, the ones that are actually after Lucius.
Yeah.
So I would love to see what he would do with that. That would be crazy. Let me see. TQ says I would think Marseille Martin would be a great. Hmm.
She could
Yeah.
probably do Temple High.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to be writing these names down.
For real, right? I'm gonna just start shooting my shot, man. It's like shoot my shot
I
and sending
mean,
people comics. Like
that's
for real,
it.
like,
Hi. Just start
hi, how you
off.
doing?
Hi. How are you?
How are you doing? Just thought I'd slide in your DMs and
Just thought
ask
I'd
you for
say
your
hello.
address. Security.
You gonna know? Are you gonna see us? Look, I can't see that page anymore. They done blocked you.
Yeah, don't block me. Dang.
Look, that's okay. I'll
Iowa.
go in. Look, I'll go in on my other page, my other 3 pages I have.
Right. I got 75 pages. That ain't gonna stop
Hello.
me.
They ain't gonna
I just
stop
go
me
over
from
there, act like a
finding
totally
you.
different person. Yeah, you writing these down, Squirt? You should write these down. You write them down for me? Can you write them down? I'll write them down. You want me to?
Write what
You
down?
want to write? The director names are gonna. I'm
Oh,
for real, man. Like I'm in the
this a
mood. Huh?
this a recorded show. We can always go back and read it. But yeah,
Yeah, very true.
let me
Because I'm in
write
the
it down.
mood, man. Where I'm just like, I don't think we can read the chats though. I know we said the names though
Yeah,
too.
you
So
can say the chats. I think.
somewhere, sorry.
I
Yeah.
think.
So
Yeah.
nah, you can't see the chats. We can only. It's only
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go
video
ahead
and
and.
voice when it comes back. But yeah, so like I'm shooting. I'm in the mood now. I don't have a problem shooting my shot. I'll just send it like, hey, here's a comic book. Tell me what you think. So, but yeah, that also leads to the next question is going to be our next topic, which is going to be our final topic because we're already over an hour. That's crazy, right? That went by fast. The state of comic books. So there's like, it is not a rumor. This isn't. That's why I said what's been heard. This ain't a rumor. But comics are dropping very bad, getting demolished by manga. And I want to ask y'all, what do y'all think that is? What's your take on that? See, me personally, this is what I think, right? I think the reason why comics are dropping is because, again, just like comic book movies, everybody's preaching and rather than telling a story. Whereas when manga, not only are they telling you a story, but they're also getting their message across. It's like they are doing what comics used to be. While comics have gone to this whole thing, this whole idea of fuck story, fuck the fans. We want to tell you about politics and racism and how bad it is. It's like we know racism. Like I'm a black man in America. I know how bad racism is. I get it.
Hello.
I'm not reading my comic books for that. I don't want
I'm
to read
reading
my
my
comic books for that.
I'm reading my comic books to escape all of this.
Exactly.
So,
Like I don't want to read my comic book and then get in my car. And because I read a comic book that said, hey, when the cops cop you, they're going to shoot you in the face. And now I'm worried about that because I just read it in my comic book. That's perpetuating fear. You're pushing fear out there, everyone. Like I don't want that. That's the reason why even in my books, I don't do that. I want people to escape just for a little bit because the world is jacked up and majority of people know and understand that, so to go to your books and get that again, it doesn't help.
I don't need a
It doesn't help.
reminder.
And we wonder why anxiety is so high. That's one of
Yeah.
the reasons why anxiety is so high.
And why people are getting traumatized and PTSD, which
Exactly.
you don't have to be in the army to get PTSD,
At all.
but you can cause it just by these traumatic experiences that people are actually seeing every day on the news, on social media. On social media, you can't go anywhere without you see somebody harassing another person of color. What are you doing here? Why are you parked here? You ain't supposed to be here. I don't need that.
I'm like this. I'm like B. If you're gonna be creating worlds, be someone's gift. Don't be their burden. Be their gift, not their burden.
Don't.
And when you write stories like that, you're being the burden. Like you think you might be you're being their gift. And I get it because a lot of people are like, well, I have to tell this story because it's on my mind. And I get that. Like I really get that. I get that people feel strongly about their ideas. That's not what I'm getting at. You're allowed to feel as strong as you want about your ideas. I have my own ideas about things, even though people think that I don't care about the Black community, which is a damn lie. People think that because of the way I write my comics, but that's a lie. I care immensely. That's the reason why my stories, I write them as a gift. I want you to escape away from the bullshit we see every day.
Even though you have Black characters in there,
Well, they're not Black characters. They're Black characters according to the culture.
Or they're not Black.
Yeah, they're not Black.
They're not Black.
They're not Black.
They're Black, not Black.
You're Black. Oh my God, you're Black.
You're Black.
Asuna, what's going on? Welcome in, Asuna. Oh, dang. Dang, why am I hitting everybody else's? Everybody else's chats is catching up. Hey, Asuna. So, let me see what Ashley said. Or chat.
Oh, I gotta have one.
Who directed John Wick? Yeah,
I gotta have someone who directed John Wick do something of mine too.
Yeah,
I
for
just
real.
wrote that in there. Like seriously, where'd it go?
If Kunoichi got her own movie, it's definitely gonna have to be the John Wick director.
It's gonna have to be the John Wick because you gotta be
The way
she's
she,
a lot of action, and she's a lot
yeah,
of.
the way she gonna be moving, and then when she's not even in uniform, she just glides. Like she's just a very gliding type
She
of
gonna
character, you
she
know.
gonna glide right into Alex's arms.
And that right there, she not just black characters in every story, but in leading roles. Exactly. And that's what I do. Like, you know, but I also want other characters in there, you know, other types of characters in there, which y'all see it in the Silvers.
Hmm.
You know, like people ain't I'm probably really gonna get kicked out the culture when people find out where Cypher Team got their name from. I'm not saying where, but when people find out where Cypher Team got their name from, people gonna be mad. I know everybody in SWAT knows where Cypher Team got their name from. People gonna be like, "You did what?" Huh?
Oh well,
Lucy TQ said,
you can't
"I think the
please
TikTok
everybody.
cosplay community is affecting the increase of manga anime sales and views as well." Oh, really? That's very possible. You know, because I do know like when it comes to a lot of cosplayers too. Oh, that's another thing too. Because I've been hearing that there's like some cosplayers getting cease and desist letters for cosplaying Marvel and DC characters. And I know in anime manga, they don't care. They're just like, thank you.
What
But
does? Why would you? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Here come another thing again. So why are you ceasing and desisting these cosplayers when they actually help bringing your character to life?
supposedly because of the templates that are being used, and they're exactly like the character's uniform, which is copywritten. Right, SJ, because of copyright. Exactly. Because or they're copywritten and they're sending cease and desist, like, hey, don't do that. Well,
Wait,
I'm like
but
this.
isn't that kind of what you want them to do a
Yep.
little
Yeah,
bit?
you do kind of want them to promote the character, but I guess they're looking at it too, like, well, they're monetizing. And I'm like this, like, understand that as a person who owns my own company, right? As a person who has a registered trademark on my company, you know, copywritten
Mm-hmm.
characters, so on and so forth, I can get why some companies are like, well, you know, they're making money off this character. However, I also look at it this way, like you're promoting my character, and because of you, now
Mm-hmm.
more people know about my comic. So I'm like this, Marvel and DC right now, y'all are tanking and need help. So y'all might want to leave these cosplayers alone before they decide to not cosplay your characters anymore and only cause anime and manga characters or Silver's characters. And then you'd be wondering why this no-name dude from North Carolina is making more money than you know.
I'm tired.
And
That just wears me out. That's crazy.
then also said, and also forget them peoples. Your characters speak to who they need to. Anyone hating is irrelevant. See, Asuna, that's why you're a chimera right there. Because you're right. And that's how I've been looking at it. That's how I've been looking at it. You know, especially lately. I still like to talk about it because it's funny. Like I
Yeah.
laugh at it now. Before you started my feelings, but I laugh now. See, will that be in book 3? Yes, we will find out in book 3 why Cypher Team is named Cypher Team.
What I told you about drinking water.
I'm
Y'all
sorry.
give him a second. He got to drink some
Give me a
water.
second. I gotta drink some water. Hold on.
He got to drink some water.
Who would have thought the more you hydrate, the more your body's like, yeah, give me water.
Hmm. Since I've
So
been
it's
doing,
like,
but since I've been doing that intermittent fasting from
yep,
9 p.m. to 1 p.m. the next day, I drink nothing but water and like juice or either like something that I blended up, and that's all. I don't eat
yeah,
until 1 o'clock.
exactly. I do the same thing too. Like I
Yeah.
stop eating at 9 and won't eat again until around 3. I go 9 to 3 now
Uh,
sometimes, but today I had to eat something. I had to, but usually I go 9 to 3.
yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a book 3. We're also gonna find out how Sorbonne Academy got its name, the name of the school in Temple High.
Yeah.
We're gonna also find out in book 3 how that school got its name and where the name came from. Yeah, it don't
Hmm.
surprise me either, SJ, because I know they were doing that. They tried to do that at one point with cons with artists who were drawing the characters, and that stuff got quickly nipped. Um, I should say, is one of the things I thought about when the whole AI controversy started up, which I think I remember what you're talking about. I'm catching up, y'all. I'm sorry. Also, some cosplayers make money off patterns. Yeah. And I'm wondering if that's more of what it is, like them selling the patterns of the characters. Because if you're doing that, then yeah,
Then you have to get permission. Yeah, you got
you
to
got
get
to get
permission
permission
for
to do
that.
that.
But I'm
In which,
thinking that they're ceasing and desisting because they're doing the characters. Like I didn't know they
mhm,
were actually like selling
The patterns.
the
Yeah, so if
patterns
you're
and stuff
doing
like
this and
that.
you're making like a rogue's pattern for her uniform, and then you're selling it, and
Yeah, you
it's
have
the
to get permission.
exact rogue uniform from the comics or the 95 X-Men series or whatever, then yeah, that is a problem. Because you got to get permission to do that. Like that's copywritten
Be grateful they just
stuff.
sending you
Yeah.
cease and desist letters.
Yeah, not sending you a freaking bill.
You got to appear in court and stuff like that, or you're being
Yeah,
sued
exactly.
and stuff like that. So
Yep. I should say if they were selling a design that technically isn't theirs to sell. Exactly. SJ. Yep. The weight killing you, Ebony? Oh, don't worry. When it gets here, you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. Me, I do like to take my time with stories because I want to make sure that y'all, like, when y'all spend y'all money, I want to make sure y'all disappear. Like if I had the technology to every time you open up a Sovereign Comics book, you get sucked into the world and you see the story going, which with AR and meta and things like that might be something. I'm not saying a lot, but it might be something coming
yeah,
in the future, far future, maybe 5 to 10 years from now. Like I
yeah,
would do it. Like
we'll
I would
see.
love for y'all. So I do that with my stories. Like I really want
Hmm.
to pull and suck y'all in. So I make sure I take my time so that y'all have something very good to read and you feel like, that was I spent my money's worth,
Yeah,
As a massage therapist, hydrating is your best friend.
yes, it
I
is.
drink about 2 or 3 of these a day. I actually have to refill this when this is out, but I drink about that 2 or 3 of these a day. So 2 of them is 3 liters. But
I don't
yeah,
even
so
count. I just chug water. I don't even count.
I got to count because I got to figure out why I'm peeing so much. It's like, why am I
Yeah,
going to the bathroom? Oh
because
yeah, that's right. I
all
drink
that
3 liters of
water,
water.
all that water.
Yep. But yeah, so a lot of stuff going on.
Yes,
A lot of stuff in the silver is going on.
yes.
Uh, and this was a dope show. We actually went
Dope,
over an
dope,
hour,
dope,
talked about a lot, had
dope,
amazing segues, like some dope segues. Like they were,
dope, dope, dope.
yep, 3 liters,
Really toys.
3 liters of water every day.
I just drink
I'm,
water. I don't even
I'm
count. I just be chugging bottle after bottle. I'd be like, oh god, it's so good.
trying to get back to the way I was in the military. Like when I was working out all the time, I was drinking like 2 gallons of water every day.
I
Two
need to
gallons of water. Check my DMs. Okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
get I'm trying to know what it's like to have a flat stomach. I've never had a flat stomach.
Shoot, drinking a whole bunch of water and in a minute fasting is gonna make it happen. Watch, you gonna wake up one morning and
I
you're gonna
always
feel your
I,
stomach. You're gonna be like,
I always had a gut.
"Hmm."
Always had a gut. A gut and a big butt. I always had those. I was always shaped like a artificial S, the reverse S. I was a yes. I was a
Well,
reverse S.
I've always had a butt. That's nothing I can do. I played football for a very long time, so I've always had
I'm
a
serious.
butt. I
I
always
always
got.
had I always had a gut and I always had a big butt. I was a reverse S. I was a sis. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh yes,
That's what
yes.
I'm talking about, SJ. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
I'm
talking
oh yeah.
about.
I'm
I
trying to.
found it.
Yes. I'm trying to build those back up, Ebony. I think I lost weight and I kind of lost them a little bit. I'm like,
Hey, SJ, stop it. SJ, stop it.
SJ,
Stop it.
you want to
Stop it.
SJ, there's a
Stop it.
secret to getting a big one. I can give you a secret, and it's no medical stuff, no injections needed. You just need a certain type of food:
Cornbread.
cornbread and collard greens.
Mm-hmm. Cornbread, collard greens, and squats.
That's it.
I started squatting at a young age, so my butt said I always had
Exactly
a
that
butt.
thing.
I think it like runs through the family, but even still, like when I started
My
squatting, it was like so when I used to put on my football pants, sometimes got embarrassed running out there. They're like, damn.
I ain't get embarrassed.
You were people in the crowd. I'm just like,
Look here, I ain't get embarrassed. The people just walk past me. Why? I'm like, oh, don't do that, child.
nah, I mean, that's
Mm-mm.
them fighting words. You hit my ass, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Mm. Don't do that. That's
unless you're
don't
cute. Unless you're cute. If she's cute, then maybe she'll get away with it.
don't do that.
I had to tell y'all this funny story one time. And we'll end it here. I had to tell y'all this funny story one time while I got groped at a concert. It was hilarious. It was pretty funny.
What song was
As Jay
playing?
said, but Tara's mama is here, so we not going there. I think she's still here. She's been quiet. She might still be here.
She probably watching and praying, child. And I told her to pray our strength.
Please don't let my baby say anything bad. I'm not saying anything wrong. I promise. But yeah, I'll tell y'all that story the next show. Did I tell you this? Did I tell y'all that story? I think I told you that story at the con. I think I told y'all that story at the con. And I think I told you too, Scorpio. But a lot of
that's why I forgot. I was like, what song was playing?
Yeah, right.
That she did what? Ooh, wait a minute.
Yeah, got full on broke.
Girl,
here in Colorado.
What's your problem?
And I'm still confused to this day as to why. Like, I don't know if it was because I don't know.
You just in the moment. You was just in a moment. And just
it was either a moment thing or she was like,
wow, you just couldn't believe
another
it.
Black person. It was one of the two, but it was crazy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We'll talk about that next show. But thank you everybody for dropping in. Thank you everybody for joining us on the bridge. This is a dope show. Like I said, we're trying to make this more like a late night talk show. That's what we want. So y'all get in here, y'all talk to us, y'all ask questions, y'all spit things out, y'all share it, folks. Let folks know that
please share.
All that stuff helps out. It helps out so much. We are gonna get back to interviews. So, but we also have some other ideas because which I'm going to start asking some more questions to my patrons because one of the producers gave an idea about us talking about movie remakes and things like that. So we're going to start having shows like that coming on. SJ2, if you want to shoot me any ideas, since you are a co-producer because of the Patreon, please do. But yeah, like I said, we're going to we got a lot of different ideas coming because we have a lot of time left before the end of the year and before the end of season 2. So interviews are coming back. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spit those out probably through the Bridge Instagram. So if you aren't following the Bridge Instagram, if you are following my Terror Omniscient page, the link is up there. But also you can just look for the Bridge ACP, which is a creatives podcast. So just look for the Bridge ACP and you'll find us on Instagram. Follow there, and then I'm gonna put up a link to where you can schedule your interviews and things like that for those who want to be on the show.
Please do.
But I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. A lot we're gonna have to talk about. We're also gonna think about bringing in comic reviews too, but we still are trying to figure out which ones we want to talk about and if we want to make it strictly indie or just comic books in general. So
Yep. A lot going on, y'all. We just getting it together.
It's gonna be dope. Like I said, try to make it like an actual late night talk show because I feel like that's our vibe. That's our vibe. More of a late night talk show than anything. So,
late night.
Yeah, we can't wait either, Asuna. You need to be on the one. I don't think we've had you on the show yet.
No,
Asuna.
we have not. We have not had Asuna on the show.
Thank you guys. We gotta get you on the show. And then also people who are in season 1, like if you want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Let us know.
Like I said, even on the show, like you're more than welcome. We would love to have you back on. So, but yeah, again, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us here on the bridge. We hope that you learned something new about creators. We hope that we actually bridged that gap for you. We know the world is crazy right now. But we like to bring some type of funny to it. And like I said,
at least try to take your mind off of the crazy stuff that you have to.
There's the campaign. Put Asuna on the show 2023. There's the
campaign. Asuna for 2023.
Asuna for 2023. Asuna for the bridge 2023. Gotta get you on the show.
Asuna for the bridge 2023.
Oh man. So you all take it easy. Thank you for joining us.
Asuna for the bridge 2023. What in the world? Shut up. I know it's time for me to go into my fasting. Shut up.
the next episode I won't be coughing. Like I said, I think there's something in my throat. I don't know what else. Probably hair. Probably, you know how that crap does. Like sometimes you like shave your lips, right? That lip part right there.
Oh
And then
yeah.
sometimes that hair fall in your throat. And I think that's what happened.
We'd be like, oh,
Yeah. And I
damn.
think it's like because I think it's like right in here somewhere, and I'm just like, get out of there.
Oh.
So yeah, it'll be away. Hopefully one time
Sucks.
soon. So,
Well,
but yeah.
anyway.
Thank you, everyone. Y'all take it easy, and we will see y'all on Instagram in DMs and all that good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Bridge is out. Take it easy.
Arsenal for the bridge 2020.